From Carson, California, the MCU Sports Network presents NAIA Women's College Soccer, the Soka University of America Lions versus the Marymount, California University Mariners. Hi everyone, I'm David Smock. Welcome to field number 5 here at the StubHub Center in Carson and the site of today's California Pacific Conference game between the Lions and the Mariners. The Mariners on a 3-game winning streak. They're trying to make it 4 and be one of 4 teams to qualify for the postseason, the tournament that will be held in Prescott, Arizona. Meanwhile, Soka, they're kind of in the mix as well, as there are 3 teams tied for second place in the CalPAC South Division. Every game is important. You get 3 points for a win, 1 for a tie. So 3 points on the line today in this contest between the Lions and the Mariners right here on the MCU Sports Network. Visiting with the head coach of Marymount, California University. And Courtney, first of all, your team already on a winning streak at a key point in the season.
Absolutely. We are starting to finally get our rhythm and get things moving in the right direction. So we're looking forward to today's match. Keep that momentum going.
Yeah, we haven't seen your team since the first broadcast on the MCU Sports Network. Let's kind of break it down by category, and we'll start first with your strikers and your forwards up front.
Well, right now we have a little bit of depth up there, so we have had the opportunity to move some players around and try some different things. So since then, I think we're going to be much more threatening than we were in the last match.
What about your midfielders?
Midfield is still very solid. We're getting Kelsey Nash is now going to be starting today, and I think that'll be big for a senior starting today. Other than that, I think we've remained pretty solid in the middle. And
then taking a look back in defense.
Well, I think thus far we've proven to be a very solid back line. I haven't had to make too many adjustments back there, so we're looking good today.
Let's talk about your goalkeeper and what she brings to the match today.
Well, it's been a tough decision in the back of the net. Both of them have been very solid for us. Today we're starting Sandra. This will be your second game in a row starting, but we're confident in both keepers we have in the net, so we've been fortunate with that.
Coach, thanks for the visit. Good luck today.
Thank you very much.
Just about set for soccer here at the StubHub Center. Soka University of America, the Lions in royal blue kits, trimmed in orange as they take the field. Meanwhile, Marymount, California, they're in dark navy blue jerseys and white shorts. Taking a look at the CalPAC Conference standings, William Jessup University, right now they are 6-5 overall, 4-1. They are in first place as MCU will kick off to start this match. We were told that they were going to actually wear yellow jerseys today, but for some reason there's been a change. So both teams looking very similar in terms of color for this contest. So it's the Lions of Soka University of America and the Mariners of Marymount, California University. And another key CalPAC Conference match, and we're underway here at StubHub. To mention William Jessup in first place, Menlo College 3-0 overall, 3-0 in conference, 6-1 overall. Here in second place with 9 points, and then you see a tie between Marymount, California and Embry-Riddle. Again, all with 9 points. MCU comes in 5-4 on the year, 3-1 in conference play. And the Mariners have won 3 in a row. Embry-Riddle, they are 6-4 on the season, 3-2 in conference play. And then you have this Soka University team. Right now they find themselves in 5th place ahead of UC Merced and Simpson. So a very key match in college soccer. You get 3 points for a win, 1 point for a tie. So a way for Soka, should they win this game, to kind of get back into that tied area at 9 points somewhere along the line. Meanwhile, Taylor Hollis trying to track down the ball, but getting to it first is Andrea Faber. Again, in case you're just joining us, Soka in the royal blue uniforms trimmed in orange. Marymount, California, wearing the navy blue jerseys and the white shorts. One player to watch for Soka is Denham Belleville, number 12 for the Lions, along with Whitney Galindo of Menlo. Denham Belleville of Soka has continued their season-long level of excellence and helped keep their teams in contention for the conference crown. Now, Galinda completed her third shutout of the season as the Lady Oaks dominated Mills College 10-0. But as far as this game is concerned, Denham Belleville, well, she scored 2 goals in a Calpac win over UC Merced, running her season total is 6 goals and 7 assists in just 10 matches. And against the Bobcats, the freshman forward from Chino converted on both of her shot attempts. Belleville leads the Lions in assists with 7, shots at 40, and shots on goal with 26, and is ranked in the top 30 in the nation in each category. So Denham Belleville, number 12 in the Royal Blue, a player to look forward to as Belleville goes into the right side of the pitch as the ball goes out of bounds. We're just not quite 3 minutes into the start of this one. We were going to talk about how nice the weather was for this contest today. At game time, sunny, 69 degrees, 57% humidity with wind out of the west. That's off the Pacific Ocean at 10 miles per hour, but it's quite more than that, so quite breezy here at the StubHub Center. Getting the starting goal today for Marymount, California, Sandra Rodriguez. Rodriguez, a 5'11" junior goalkeeper from Whittier, transfer from Rio Hondo College in Whittier. It's one of these breezy days that if I was to let go of my roster, it would probably go from one touchline to the other in front of the team bench in a matter of no time. Battle for control of the ball, but it's going to go beyond the end line out of bounds. We're not sure who's in goal for Soka. We see number 20, but that's not being worn here. MCU with the ball. Nice job there by Craparo. And again, regained by Zoe Witt. Goes over in the far side. Right now, neither team having really any scoring opportunities here in the first 4.5 minutes. David Smock, along with our camera operator, Robert Linkram. Great to be with you here on the MCU Sports Network. Our next telecast will also feature the MCU women's soccer team as they will be hosting the Simpson University Redhawks right here at field number 5. That'll be a night game. Quickly moving the ball, Mackenzie Collard. Collard past the midfield line. Was trying to get it to Cisneros, but kicked away. A couple of players getting a handle on it. Cassie Calhoun and Eri Vasquez for Soka. So 39-35 to play here in the first half. Soka and MCU, no score. An all-female officiating crew. And the goalkeeper for Soka putting it back into play, but it was headed out of bounds by Marymount, California. Again, we know that fans are tuning in off and on here on the MCU Sports Network, so if you've been with us from the beginning, we apologize. And the reason we apologize, we will again give you the colors for the respective teams. Soka University in these royal blue uniforms, trimmed in orange, orange numerals, and Marymount, California University in the navy blue jerseys, white numerals, and white shorts. Throw in for the Mariners. And ball going out of bounds. Wet hit it out for Soka. Battle for control of the ball between Kelsey Nash and Zoe Witt for Soka. Kelsey Nash getting the start today. Nash, a 5'7" senior midfielder from Torrance, out of Torrance High School, and a transfer from Nicholls State University. And MCU trying to go for their 4th win in a row. That would be a season high for the Mariners. Soka trying to see if he can get a victory and go into a tie of some sort in the standings. They have 6 points. Menlo, Marymount, California, and Embry-Riddle all with 9 points. And again, William Jessup in first place. And the pretty much top 4 teams will go to the conference tournament, and that'll be held in Prescott, Arizona, hosted by Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. Ball kicked over to the far side by Cassie Calhoun. And that's going to go beyond the touchline, out of bounds. Now the action so far here in the first half kind of occurring on the far side of the pitch. Artificial turf here. It can radiate heat, but now with the breeze and being later in the day, that's not an issue. Mackenzie Collard with the ball for the Mariners. Pushing the ball forward, trying to drop it off to Nash. Now on the far side, Alyssa Loya. Loya trying to get to it. Sliding tackle there. And beaten to the ball by one of the Lions. It may have been Calhoun. So the goalkeeper for Soka does not match up on our roster, but they do have Jordan Linsky and Allie Houghton listed as goalkeepers, usually 0 and 1, and we can see on the shorts that wearing number, well, now they turn around. Actually, we see number 1 on the back of her jersey, so that is Allie Houghton in goal for Soka. So now we have that straight now. So Allie Houghton. So Allie Houghton in goal for Soka, and Sandra Rodriguez in goal for Marymount, California. 34-49 remaining here in the first half. No score between Soka and Marymount, California. The Lions and the Mariners. Soka is MCU's geographical rival by virtue of being located in Aliso Viejo down in Orange County. 103-acre campus. Very similar to MCU in that this is kind of a early beginning of a athletic program here at Soka, in terms of they just have men's and women's soccer, and I think the other one is cross country. Quick throw in, headed by Cisneros. Now control for the ball, kicked away by Aubrey West. Now free ball, and a couple people trying to track it down. Maureen Kano is the head coach here in his 5th season, assisted by Sarah Miller, Ashley Okazaki, and Simon Cardos. Kano, prior to coming to Soka University, was the men's and women's head coach at UC Irvine, and before that, he was the men's and women's head coach for a decade right here next door at California State University, Dominguez Hills. Throw in to restart play by Kaylee Moser for Soka, midfielder defender, a sophomore from Repwood out of Heritage High School. Comes over to Vasquez. Vasquez with the ball, kicks it into the right side of the pitch. Trying to track it down is her teammate Taylor Hollis. Also over there was Mackenzie Collard. And Collard will have the throw in for MCU. And ball quickly kicked overhand, goes on the field behind us, which happens to be a grass field. And Collard, she's going to go all the way, probably a good 80 feet or so from the touchline to retrieve it. And Mackenzie Collard will have the throw in. Collard, a 5'4" junior midfielder from Torrance out of North High School, and a transfer from Los Angeles Harbor College. Goes off the body of Andrea Faber, and now the throw in by Ali Vasquez. Check that, Ari Vasquez for Soka. Restart by Jackie Cisneros. Now ball stolen away and kicked downfield by Skylar McClanahan. And that'll be scooped up easily by Sandra Rodriguez. I mentioned Rodriguez in goal for Marymount, California. 5'11" junior from Whittier, the transfer from Rio Hondo Community College. That's also located in Whittier. The Roadrunners, as they are known. Doing a nice job, Aubrey West with the ball for Soka. Again, Soka in the royal blue uniform, trimmed in orange. Marymount, California in the navy blue jerseys and white shorts. 31-14 to play in the first half. Still no score. It's a beautiful setting here. You might notice some light poles behind the benches there. That's part of the U.S. Tennis Association, their tennis player development program. Then beyond the palm trees, you might see something that looks like a roof, and that's actually the StubHub Center main soccer stadium, the 27,000 seat home for the Los Angeles Galaxy and Chivas USA of Major League Soccer. Nice job, Monica Fisher. Going to be kicked by her teammate, Maddie Maurer. Now down at the other end. Some good defense by Soka, and they just kicked the ball out of bounds. Except for the brief flurry a few moments ago, it's kind of amazing almost all of the play here in the first half taking place on the far side of the field and basically kind of eating up a lot of time with the ball going out of bounds, have to retrieve it, throw it back in again, regardless of which team, does so. And here's now another ball that goes beyond the touch line. And the throw in coming up. MCU trying to put some pressure on the Soka defense, but Soka is going to clear the ball. In fact, they're going to move it all the way into the right side of the pitch. Again, artificial turf here, and the ball is headed by Cisneros. Ball tends to move a little bit faster on artificial turf as opposed to natural grass, which is to be expected, because in grass you'll may have some dirt spots or maybe a little bit of uneven turf here and there, just enough to kind of slow the ball down. Also depends on the length of the blades of grass. Artificial turf, you don't have that. Very uniform. I don't know if the players realize it as much as far as it moving quicker. And not too long ago, it would be kind of rare to play on an artificial turf field. Now they're becoming much more common. Oh! And off the fingertips of Houghton, Allie Houghton, Adventures in Goalkeeping, as MCU had a very good shot opportunity, and now they will have a corner kick coming up. Corner kick coming up from Andrea Faber, and that goes way over on the far side. No threat to Soka as they'll try to bring it out towards midfield, but not before it goes over the touchline. It will be a quick throw in, though, for the Mariners. That's off the foot of Loya. So Allie Houghton, a sophomore from Saratoga Springs, Utah, out of Lehigh High School, will put the ball back into play. Loya on the throw-in. And again, right before the goal, and trying to get a shot away, goes up high and actually comes out. Trying to get to it was Monica Fisher, but instead coming up with it is Cassie Calhoun for Soka. And Calhoun moving quickly downfield has the ball intercepted by Jenna Fisher. Fisher lost it for a moment, now kicks it over onto the far side. That one will go beyond the touchline, and it'll be a throw-in coming up for Soka. S-O-K-A, that's how you spell it. Soka University of America down in Aliso Viejo. And I imagine in future years this will become quite a rivalry, as these are the two closest Cal-Pac Conference teams to each other distance-wise. And again, another opportunity, and the ball goes out of bounds. Corner kick coming up for the Mariners. And this will be Monica Fisher. Puts the ball over towards the goal mouth, a little bit short of that. Near the goal mouth. And Faber trying to see if we can turn around and get it to a teammate, but it's going to be cleared out by the Lions. Coming back the other direction, and then McClanahan. And also Belleville, Denham Belleville, back on defense, Mackenzie Collard for Marymount, California. 24 minutes, 53 seconds remaining in the first half, almost midway through the first 45-minute period. Still no score here at field number 5 at the StubHub Center in Carson. More often than not, this is the Mariners' home away from home. In fact, on the season, MCU, they are 4-1 at home, 1-3 on the road. Soka, meanwhile, they're 4-3-1, and they are 1-1 away from Aliso Viejo. So this is only their third road match of the season. Long shot by McClanahan. That's going to be handled easily by Houghton. Check that, Rodriguez. The wind that was blowing quite a bit before the start of the match has kind of died down now. It's actually very pleasant. Probably about as nice a day that you could possibly hope for. Just as soon as I say that, the wind starts picking up again. So Alyssa Loya, I should say, L-O-Y-A is kind of the pronunciation sound. You know, it's spelled L-L-O-J-A. So Loya with the throw in a moment ago. Again, so much of the play here taking place on the far side of the field is just something that personally we're not used to seeing. Maddie Maurer on the restart. And now Maurer with the ball. He's downfield trying to track it down. Kelsey Nash. It's easy to kind of spot Nash and Maurer out there, both of them kind of with, I don't want to call it maybe reddish colored hair. Kaylee Moser kicks on the restart. Ball over to Nash. I guess stolen away by the Lions. And now Soka trying to move on offense left to right. And the ball is Taylor Hollis. And opportunity snuffed out by Sandra Rodriguez as the goalkeeper from Whittier fell on it for MCU. So she gathered the ball right up. So we're past the midway point now, 21 minutes and 15 seconds. Here in the first half, still no score at the StubHub Center. We were wondering why we were kind of feeling some drops. We have a field behind us being watered, and the breeze coming out of the west is just pushing enough of that over in our direction near our broadcast location. Not much, just enough to kind of get your attention that something unusual is going on. Ball's going to go out of bounds before Maddie Maurer can get to it. And now a substitution. The throw-in was by Faber. We'll try to get the new player when we get a chance. Jackie Cisneros trying to get in front of the goal. If her teammate Faber can get the ball over to her. They're being bottled up by the Soka defense. Good Nash, but now Soka with it. A couple of players trying to track it down. Denton Belleville's one of them. The other one is Jasmine Cervantes. Battle there, still no control. And Belleville goes down. And a little slow to get up and see if how much of an injury it may be. And I think they're going to call and bring out the trainer. Actually, it's one of the MCU players that is down. The trainer now taking a look. And the player down is Jasmine Cervantes. Cervantes, 5'7" freshman defender from Victorville out of Serrano High School. So the clock is stopped with 19:16 to play, and we'll see what they're going to do on the restart. Still no score here at field number 5. Ball goes out of bounds, and Kaylee Moser is going to track that down and put it back into play. Moser, again, a sophomore out of Brentwood from Heritage High School. We mentioned Allie Houghton, the goalkeeper, being from Saratoga Springs, Utah. They have also a senior forward, Jennifer Hayashi, from Cape Elizabeth, Maine. Amy Fuller and Lauren Broker are both from Gilbert, Arizona, which is a southwestern suburb of the metropolitan Phoenix area. Corner kick coming up for Soka, and it'll be Taylor Hollis from Newark Memorial High School up in Northern California, with the corner kick coming up here for the Lions. And headed away initially by Maurer, and a little shot there just goes wide left. Not a shot on goal. That would be if it would have gone in if the goalkeeper wasn't there. And why the sprinklers are on during a match is kind of beyond my understanding, but we're starting to get wet here a little bit as play continues on the pitch. Houghton kicks the ball out towards midfield. Taylor Hollis being defended by Mackenzie Collard. So 15:45. Well, I have a towel wrapped around my neck here just because of sun protection, so it can't get too wet. On the restart, Zoe Witt. Ball punched away by Rodriguez. Courtney Mosley in her second year, the head coach at Marymount, California University. Rachel Fleming, Matt Mahowald, and Alicia Taw are the assistant coaches. Marine Kano in his 5th year, as I mentioned earlier, assisted by Sarah Miller, Ashley Okazaki, and Simon Cardos. So Rodriguez with the kick. And in the last few moments, Soka doing a pretty good job of keeping the ball on the right side of the pitch. Loya kicks it. That goes out of bounds. That'll be a quick throw in coming up by Kaylee Moser for Soka. Battle for control of the ball comes out to Amy Fuller for a moment, but now stolen away in possession of MCU. And that one's just going to be taken by Allie Houghton in goal for Soka, and she'll put the ball back into play. Nice little header there by Cisneros. Fuller Kicks it over into the right side of the pitch. Ball skips past Maurer. She's trying to get a hold of it, but controlling it right now is Aubrey West. And he goes behind the touch line. There's a player on the far side standing right in front of the scoreboard, so we cannot tell you how much time is left, but we are in the first half here on field number 5 at the StubHub Center. Soka and Marymount, California, no scores. We're getting quote-unquote rained upon with sprinklers on the field behind us and the wind from the west kind of blowing some of the water in our direction. With the ball, Kelsey Nash, she hits that one out. Now, actually managed to keep it inbounds as play continues. So substitution as we have 12 minutes and 53 seconds to go here in the first half. Not a lot of scoring opportunities. There have been a couple for each team, but yeah, so many balls on the far side of the field. With a lot of play there, keep going out of bounds, and then you have to throw it in again, and that has taken up a lot of time. On the restart, headed by Soka. And taking the ball, Taylor Hollis. She takes it over to Witt. Again, a lot of keep away back and forth. A lot of the action taking place, as mentioned, on the far side of the pitch and kind of towards the middle third of the field. Nice header there by Cervantes. Both goalkeepers have not had much to do. Ali Houghton and Sandra Rodriguez. Houghton for Soka and Rodriguez for Marymount, California. Ball comes out to Faber. Faber dropping it off to Maurer. Maurer downfield. Battle for control of the ball there between, looks like Jasmine Jimenez. Most of the numbers we were given by Soka not quite matching up. For example, they have a number 9 out there and not a number 9 on the roster we were given as the ball's gathered up by Houghton. Ten minutes to play in the first half. Scoreless in Carson. Not a lot of play-by-play to do in this situation. A lot of stop and go action, then stop again. Maurer with the ball. Kicks it over towards midfield where Ashley Correas must have been the one who came in on that substitution we didn't see before. The ball off of Hollis. And now a battle between Maurer. Gives it to Nash. Kelsey Nash going against Aubrey West. The restart kick by Amy Fuller. Ball kicked high in the air by Moser. Ball coming over to, well, it looks like Vasquez, but it was West. And now with the ball is Nash for Marymount, California. Comes over near midfield. Nash sends a long kick. Correas. I can get it back over to Faber. Goes on the far side, trying to get it to Nash, but Nash being guarded carefully by Ari Vasquez. And now the ball finally picked up by Allie Houghton. 7 minutes 35 seconds to go here in the first half. Still no score between the Soka University of America Lions and the Marymount, California University Mariners. As mentioned earlier, the Mariners trying to win their 4th match in a row. They'll have about 6 left after this one before the end of the season, trying to see if they can secure one of those 4 berths that are available in the 2013 CalPAC Conference tournament that'll be held in Prescott, Arizona. Off of Fuller. I'm trying to kick it up in the air as Faber was on the far side. Ball eventually going out of bounds. Throw in again for the Soka Lions. Aubrey West and being guarded closely by Jasmine Jimenez. And again, the ball past the touchline. 6 minutes remaining here in the first half as the clock continues to wind down. Something a little bit different in college soccer. The scoreboard clock is the official clock. The referee can stop the clock just like referees do in American football. Also, in international and women's professional soccer league action, if you leave the game, you're done for the day. Here in college, you can re-enter. That gives college coaches a lot of flexibility as far as bringing in some, fresh players perhaps. If some of their starters get a little bit tired, you can, bring in a couple of new players to kind of, spark your team on offense. At least that's the theory behind it. Zoe Witt on the restart for Soka. Amy Fuller was trying to control that ball for the Lions. Another restart for Soka University. And again, this will be Zoe Witt, sophomore from Alta Loma, out of Alta Loma High School. Dangerous ball there, finally cleared out. Haven't heard much from Denham Belleville, one of the top scorers and the reigning CalPAC Conference co-player. Just over 3 minutes remaining here in the first half. Still no score. And now a substitution coming in for Marymount, California. We know that Andrea Faber went out. I believe the incoming player is Sierra Dorman. Dorman, a 5'4" sophomore forward from Las Vegas, Nevada, and a transfer from San Diego Christian College to Marymount, California. Long ball on the left side of the pitch goes to Correas. Correas, C-O-R-E-A-S, Ashley, the first name. Again, not much in the way of scoring chances for either team here in the first half, as we have 2 minutes to play in the first 45-minute period on a breezy and sunny day here. Field number 5 at the in Carson. Taking Allie Houghton a little bit of time to go retrieve the ball over there near the bushes. A lot of lush landscaping here brought in by the Anschutz Entertainment Group, who built and owns this wonderful sports mecca, or is it just beyond? Houghton is the roofline of the StubHub Center main stadium, the 27,000 seat home of the Los Angeles Galaxy and Chivas USA of Major League Soccer. So 1 minute remaining, as the ball ends up in some brush behind the chain link fence over there. Kaylee Moser getting ready on the throw-in. Again, a very strange first half with so much of the action taking place on the far side with the ball going out. Very little play in the middle of the field, and certainly very little play on the near side. Just as we say that, ball comes to Vasquez. She clears it forward, but intercepted by Cervantes. Now Maddie Maurer has the ball stripped away from her by Vasquez. Belva trying to give it to Hollis, but it's stolen away. And 000's on the scoreboard. Halftime in Carson. It's the Soka University of America Lions and the Marymount, California University Mariners. No score. Okay, down one minute and counting. All right, like I said, I'll start talking in about 10 seconds. Soka University will kick off to start the second half on field number 5 at the StubHub Center in Carson. David Smock along for our camera operator Robert Linkram. Great to be with you right here on the MCU Sports Network. Soka University in the royal blue uniforms trimmed in orange, and the Marymount, California University Mariners in the navy blue jerseys, white numerals, and white shorts. So far, not too much in the way of scoring opportunities for either team, which is one of the reasons why we are scoreless here in the second half, and the clock has been reset for 45 minutes. There's the whistle from the referee, and we're underway. Marymount, California will be going from left to right here in the second half. Trying to track down the ball and kicking it away is Amy Fuller. Have not heard much from Denham Belleville for Soka, wearing number 12 for the Lions. She is the reigning CalPAC Conference co-player of the week. As there's a little ball there that's grabbed by Allie Houghton, goalkeeper for Soka University. Sandra Rodriguez in goal for Marymount, California, as Houghton kicks it out towards the circle. Kelsey Nash being fought off the ball by Zoe Witt, but Marymount, California retains possession. You just get the feeling that one goal will go a long way in settling this match as far as who the winner will be. Andrea Faber. And the ball goes over to the far side. Eri Vasquez started to track it down for Soka, but then just saw it go out of bounds. It's supposed to be 69 degrees, wind out of the west at 10 miles per hour, and humidity at 57%. So by the time this game is over, we'll be in the mid-60s here. Very pleasant weather. Our last couple of telecasts on the MCU Sports Network, teams were playing in the low to mid-80s. So in comparison, this almost feels cold. Houghton getting ready to kick the ball back into play. Battling for the ball is Dorman and Hildreth. Right in front of our broadcast location, McClanahan kicks it forward, and Rodriguez over on the far side to clear it out of the penalty area. Quick throw in by MCU. So as we commented several times throughout the first half, a lot of play taking place on the far side of the field from our broadcast location, and the ball going out of bounds beyond the touchline quite often. And so far that's what's happening here in about the first 3.5 minutes of the second half. Houghton with the kick. Again, the ball going out of bounds right in front of the Soka University bench. Throw in by the Mariners off Kelsey Nash. Nash trying to move it forward. Ashley Correas. She's not going to take the corner kick. Jenna Fisher with the corner kick for the Mariners. And a goal off the header. Maddie Maurer. So Maurer on the header off of the corner kick by Jenna Fisher at 40-40 here in the second half. And it's 1-0 in favor of Marymount, California. Well, we said one goal may go a long way. We were concerned that perhaps this would end up being scoreless in regulation, but not the case. Beautifully placed ball on the corner kick by Jenna Fisher, and the header by Maddie Maurer, the 5'6" sophomore midfielder from Simi Valley out of Royal High School. And Maddie Maurer putting MCU on the board and giving the Mariners the lead 1-0. So now a little bit of pressure placed on Soka with 39 minutes and 40 seconds, so there's plenty of time left in this one. Again, the wind's starting to pick up here. Another cold breeze from the near touch line to the far touch line where the bench is, coming on from the west off the Pacific Ocean. Restart coming up here by Soka University. Off of Hornbeck. Now along by Cervantes. Moving forward, Crepero trying to get it to Loya. Loya goes down, and coming out and falling on the ball is Allie Houghton. Houghton kicks the ball out towards the circle. And that's going to be taken by Taylor Hollis, now trying to chase it down to the far side. A couple of players, including Mackenzie Collard for MCU. Aubrey West in the corner, trying to get over to Hollis. Hollis has the ball go off of Fisher. Corner kick coming up for Soka, and it will be Taylor Hollis out of Newark Memorial High School. The corner kick for the Lions. MCU leading 1-0. Ball in the air, and turnaround quick kick opportunity, and that one is just high. The shot taken by Cassie Calhoun. Calhoun, a junior defender from Alta Loma on the Inland Empire. Sandra Rodriguez places the ball on the turf, and she will put the ball back into play. 36:59 remaining in regulation. Again, 1-0. And down is Skylar McClanahan as play continues. And now the referee realizes McClanahan is down. Coming over to check in on her teammate is Denham Belleville. So play is stopped with 36:36 to go. And now Belleville helps up Skylar McClanahan, a senior midfielder and defender from Corona out of Centennial High School. And limping a little bit. We'll see Well, that should be able to stay in the match. Of course, again, college coaches, they have an advantage. They can substitute players and have those players sometimes re-enter. So if McClanahan goes out, she could come back in, but looks like for now she's going to stay in. 36-36 remaining. Ball kicked back to Rodriguez. A goal by Madison Maurer at the 40-40 mark on the corner kick from Jenna Fisher. That's the difference right now. Houghton, well, she was about 20 yards away from the goal. Now she backpedals a little bit as the ball is in the right side of the pitch. Again, a lot of play on the far side of the field. I've never seen a soccer match quite like this where everything is so close to the touchline on the far side. And tracking things down is Amy Fuller. And again, the ball going out of bounds. I'm not quite sure why the strategy, whether it's being dictated by Soka or by MCU. We haven't noticed this before, so I'm going to guess that this is maybe being dictated by Soka in this instance. Aubrey West fighting for control. Also going down, looks like that was Kelsey Nash. And ball kicked out of bounds by Mackenzie Collard. Offside flag goes up. Throw in for the Mariners, and that goes off of the leg of Kelsey Nash out of bounds. Mariners with the ball. Again, in case you're just joining us, and we know viewers are tuning in at various times, Soka University of America in the royal blue uniforms trimmed in orange, and the Marymount, California Mariners in the navy blue jerseys, white numerals, and white shorts. And we should also mention white socks. Ashley Correas will throw the ball in. 5'5" freshman midfielder from Los Angeles out of Palisades Charter High School. Aubrey West trying to take control of that ball for Soka. Restart coming up. Breeze really starting to pick up here. Give an idea how bad it is. We're using a 10-pound ankle weight to kind of anchor everything down here on our little table next to our MCU Sports Network camera. Ball goes out of bounds before Alyssa Loya can get to it. Loya will throw the ball back into play, and she gets it into Creparo. Nice little bicycle kick there by Jenna Fisher. Coming up towards midfield. Off of Witt. But now Nash in control for MCU. Kicks the ball down to Sierra Dorman. Dorman trying to track it down before it can go out of bounds. Kicks it over towards the penalty area. And a little shot on, well, I started to say shot on goal, but it went wide right. So this counts as a shot. Really not too much that Allie Houghton had to do with that, other than to get to the ball before somebody could kick it in for MCU. So Houghton kicks it out towards the circle. Header off the head of Maddie Maurer. Oh, nice move behind Belleville. You know, for Denton Belleville being the reigning co-player of the week in the CalPAC Conference, she has not been a factor in this game to this point. Taylor Hollis. And now the ball goes into Belleville. Going over is McClanahan. Glad to see McClanahan running a lot better than she was when she went down a few minutes ago. Aubrey West tried to kick it over towards the goal. Comes right back out again. Mariners on the attack, left to right in the second half. And a loose ball, and it goes wide right. Wow. And now they're going to count that as a goal? No. Ventures in goalkeeping, certainly as it concerns Allie Houghton. Well, the players shifting over here onto the near side. The kick coming up from Houghton. Taylor Hollis chasing after Cervantes, but Cervantes had the advantage. Kick comes out towards the MCU bench, stays inbounds. Aubrey West, she loses control. Here come the Mariners. Big forward kick ahead to Creparo, but Houghton's going to pick it up and handle the ball. Creparo being trailed by Kaylee Moser on that breakaway. Now the ball comes over the near side to Hildreth. Hildreth being guarded by Dorman. Kick down the near side, trying to trace it down McClanahan. McClanahan kicks it over towards the goal, and it's going to be easily picked up by Sandra Rodriguez. We haven't called Rodriguez's name in a while because really not too much of a threat posed by Soka in this game. Houghton, on the other hand, has seen sporadic play where she's had to take care of the ball and put it back into play. Chase down in the corner there between Fisher and Belleville. Comes right back out to Hildreth. It was kicked away. Now Belleville puts it high in the air. Header by Maurer. Still fighting for control there, involving Aubrey West for Soka. Now comes out in the right side of the hash. Header by Calhoun, and then put up in the air by Creparo. .28 minutes remaining in regulation, 1-0 in favor of Marymount, California University. Along with our camera operator, Robert Linkram, I'm David Smock. Great to be with you here on the MCU Sports Network. Chance to see the MCU women's soccer team in action. We saw them on opening day in a win versus Arizona Christian. That was seen right here on cable TV. We'll also see them upcoming in a match against Simpson University. That'll be our next telecast, in fact, right here on the MCU Sports Network. MCU currently in a tie in the CalPAC Conference standings. and they are tied for second place with Menlo and Embry-Riddle, along with MCU, all three teams with 9 points. William Jessup in first place now with 12 points. And again, how the point system works, you get 3 points for a win and 1 point for a tie. And the top 4 teams will go to the CalPAC Conference Soccer Tournament in Prescott, Arizona. That'll be hosted by Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University. So right now you basically have 4 teams trying to place for seeding. Soka has 6 points, so they're on the outside looking in, so to speak. And only 4 more matches. Now check that, about 6 or 7 more matches for the women. The MCU men's team, they're in first place in the CalPAC South Division, and the men's side soccer team there probably will be headed towards Prescott as soon as the season ends. So 26 minutes remaining, so almost a couple minutes away from the midpoint of the second half. Houghton will have to go get the ball, and now it kind of rolls back up as it goes up an embankment towards the restrooms here and part of the maintenance facilities at the StubHub Center. Houghton has kind of this, I guess I want to say, neon cherry red top with the blue shorts trimmed in orange and these really bright shoes. And again, a break here, a shot on goal, and it's good. And Andrea Faber with the goal. So Faber's goal coming at about 25-15, we should say, gives MCU a 2-0 lead. A very nice breakaway by the Mariners, and Soka unable to defend. Houghton really was kind of guarding the far side of the net, and Faber doing a nice job of putting in to the near side. So Marymount, California with a 2-0 lead. Of course, there's always the old adage in soccer that the worst score to be up is by 2-0, because if the other team gets a goal, then all of a sudden it makes it a 2-1 game. We'll see what happens here on the throw-in by Shannon Hornbeck. Zoe Witt with the restart for Soka University. Oh, big battle there between Dorman and Elise Hildreth. Restart coming up by MCU. Jenna Fisher will put the ball back into play. Fisher, 5'6" senior defenseman from Simi Valley, a transfer from Cal State Northridge. Another shot opportunity by Faber, and Faber scores again. Her second goal of the match in just a matter of moments, coming at the 20-50 mark. So about 4 minutes, and well, we'll figure this out here in a minute, but Faber again on the board, and Andrea Faber giving MCU a 3-0 lead. As as Marymount, California looking for their 4th win in a row, and they're well on their way to doing so if they can hold on for another 20 minutes. So about 4 minutes and 25 seconds apart on the back-to-back goals by Andrea Faber from Zurich, Switzerland. With Faber and Ferber, we're going to go with Faber. But MCU with a 3-0 lead over Soka University. So the Mariners off and running here after a scoreless first half between these two ball clubs. Maurer got the first one on a beautiful, well-placed corner kick by Jenna Fisher. Now Belleville, reigning co-player of the week in the conference with the ball. Not heard very much from Belleville in this contest. As they're over to Hollis. Hollis tries to kick it over towards the goal mouth. McClanahan's there, but picking up the ball is Aubrey West. West getting it over towards Hollis. That forces Rodriguez to come over and grab the ball first. Off the head of Hildreth. Got a little header there. McClanahan trying to get to it, but meanwhile, Monica Fisher doing a good job of keeping it away from McClanahan. Hildreth ahead to McClanahan. And McClanahan kind of kicked everyone wide. Taylor Hollis coming over to try to track it down for the Lions. Big threat here, and MCU trying to clear the ball, and they do so out towards midfield as on a couple of bounces it goes out of bounds right next to the Soka University bench. Breezy afternoon here on field number 5 at the StubHub Center in Carson, California. This will also be the site of the match against the Simpson University Redhawks that we'll have for you on our next telecast right here on the MCU Sports Network. And a kick from the corner there by Jasmine Jimenez. Jimenez, 5'5" junior defender from Paramount, out of Paramount High School. Paramount Pirates as they're known. Allie Houghton places the ball on the turf, and she'll kick the ball back into play. 17.5 minutes to go in the second half, and it's 3-0 in favor of Marymount, California University. Belleville trying to see if she can do something here. Belleville had 2 goals against UC Merced, giving her 6 goals and 7 assists in 10 matches, but she has not been a factor in this match as the MCU defense so far has kept her scoreless. With that same matter, the defense has kept Soka University scoreless. Amy Fuller with the throw-in. Everybody all congregated on the right half of the pitch on the kick by Houghton. And the ball, Jenna Fisher, stolen away by Taylor Hollis of Soka. Both players wearing number 3 on the back of their jerseys, as Hollis being defended by Fisher. They're still battling for control of the ball over in the corner. The ball finally goes out of bounds. "15 minutes and 25 seconds remaining in the second half. Again, Marymount, California 3, Soka 0. Ball picked up by Faber. Faber already with 2 goals, the other one by Maddie Maurer. Should MCU hold on and win the match, they will go to 6-4 on the year, 4-1 in the CalPAC Conference, and very impressively 5-1 in terms of home matches and a 4th consecutive win. Still a lot of soccer to be played yet this season as far as the Mariners women's soccer team is concerned, but again, really starting to run on all cylinders here, and hopefully we'll be able to join the Mariners men's team at the conference tournament in Prescott, Arizona. Of course, that's not definite yet, but right now the Mariners men's team undefeated in conference play. They're the only team undefeated as far as the men's side is concerned. Going to be a substitution as Maddie Maurer goes out. And looks like Kelsey Nash comes back in. The throw in by MCU, and again the play being concentrated on the far side of the field. I'm not entirely certain why player, as we have a substitution now for Soka coming in, is Jennifer Hayashi, a senior forward from Cape Elizabeth, Maine, out of Cape Elizabeth High School, takes over for Elise Hildreth, who takes a rest on the Lions bench. The ball, Kelsey Nash goes over to Faber. Back over to Jimenez. Mariners doing a good job trying to move the ball downfield. Hornbeck kicks it forward, and that one's going to be intercepted instead by McClanahan. That bounces off of a player and goes out of bounds. Throw in, the header by Jimenez. Be another throw in coming up by Harry Vasquez, I mentioned from Fontana out of Summit High School. A couple players, both Jenna Fisher for MCU and Denham Belleville going up for a header, and both of them ended up landing on the ground. Just over 12 minutes remaining. Marymount, California 3, Soka 0. A long shot, wide left anyway, taken by Jenna Fisher. Fisher, 5'6" senior defender out of Simi Valley, was mentioned earlier, a transfer from Cal State Northridge. And now a change in goal for Marymount, California, as Andrea Polschel will take over, a 6'1" junior out of Bakersfield from Garces Memorial High School. So she'll play this last 11 minutes and 15 seconds of the contest. She takes over from Sandra Rodriguez. Throw in coming up from Alyssa Loya. 10 minutes remaining. And Marymount, California is still holding on to a 3-0 lead over Soka University of America. And Soka located down in Aliso Viejo in Orange County. Meanwhile, Marymount, California with their Ocean View campus in Rancho Palos Verdes, their waterfront campus in San Pedro, and of course their lakeside campus in the Lake County community of Lucerne up in Northern California. Quick throw in by Soka. Polschel, her first kick of the day to put the ball back into play. All of the goals basically scored within a 20-minute period, about the 41st minute down to about the 21st minute. You want to think about it in those terms. Or you can basically, counting up, you can say all the goals scored between the 50th minute and the 70th minute, give or take a little bit. Right now, Marymount, California, they would be quite content to take as much time off the scoreboard clock as they can. Soka finding themselves trailing by 3 goals. They have 8 minutes and 12 seconds to try to score 3 to tie and force overtime. And that's a tall order considering they have not been able to score so far in this contest. Basically, if you were to run a line from both goalposts straight down, it's like everybody, or both teams on the other side and the far side of that line, nobody is basically outside of the circle over on this side. And here's Belleville. And she has the ball stripped away from her by Monica Fisher. A bit of a breakaway, but even though there are 2 Mariners, there are 4 Lions there in front of the goalkeeper, Houghton. MCU doing everything they can to protect the lead. With 7 minutes remaining here on field number 5 at the StubHub Center in Carson. So a substitution and coming back into play in place of Jasmine Jimenez is Madison Maurer, or Maddie Maurer, she called. Ball kicked away by Monica Fisher. Now Mackenzie Collard coming over the near side to pick up the ball. Shannon Hornbeck. And kicked away by the Lions. Taylor Hollis trying to see if she can get a shot on goal. The ball's still alive. MCU still in possession. And that one's going to be caught. Reaching down low to pick it up. Andrea Polschel. Kicks it out towards midfield. 5:40 to play. Dangerous opportunity. Ari Vasquez was almost trying to get a shot on goal. Mackenzie Collard on defense kind of protecting, but a quick throw in now to Hollis for the Lions. Now Alyssa Loya doing a nice job against her opposite number, Zoe West. They move the ball over, but it's going to be intercepted by Vasquez. Now Faber is also going up against Jennifer Hayashi. Quick throw in for the Lions. And a breakaway by Loya. Loya still has the ball, but it's finally going to be kicked away by Amy Fuller. Not enough in time, and she's going head-to-head with Faber. Already has 2 goals in this game. And now it's going to be a corner kick for MCU. There's a light one. Tap goes in Mackenzie Collard. She tries to put it over the goal mouth, and even though there's a couple of Mariners right in front of the goal, unable to punch it into the back of the net. So under 4 minutes remaining here, Ian Carson at the StubHub Center. Mention our next telecast with the Simpson University Redhawks from Redding, California. A Northern California team will come down to the StubHub Center to take on MCU, and we'll have it for you right here on the MCU Sports Network. Now with the ball, nice kick by Hayashi. Trying to get to it is Hollis, being guarded very closely by Shannon Hornbeck. Hornbeck, 5'6" senior defender from Torrance, out of Torrance High School, and a transfer from El Camino College. Mackenzie Collard will have the restart. Also a Torrance native out of North High School, and a transfer from LA Harbor. High kick. A header there might have been a 4th goal for Marymount, California, but nothing doing on that play as we're now under 3 minutes remaining. Good save by Allie Houghton. Ball in the air. Mariners here in the closing minutes still putting a lot of pressure on the goalkeeper for Soka. Not only content to take as much time off the scoreboard clock as they can, but MCU doing a good job of controlling the ball most of the time in the right half of the pitch. Minute 49, the clock counting down. The Marymount, California University Mariners are less than 30 seconds away from winning their 4th match in a row as Houghton puts the ball into play. Monica Fisher kicking over, trying to track it down is one of her teammates. Now the 10-second countdown down to 5 seconds. Triple zeros on the scoreboard Final score, MCU 3 and Soka 0. So with the win, the Mariners have now won 4 matches in a row. They improved their record to 6-4 overall, 4-1, and at least for the time being, with 12 points, are technically tied for first place with William Jesson upon the outcome of some other Cal-Pac Conference games throughout Northern and Southern California. Maurer and 2 goals by Faber, all in the second half within about a 20-minute period. The difference here today as Marymount California University defeats Soka University of America by a final score of 3-0. For our camera operator Robert Linkram, David Smock saying so long from field number 5 at the StubHub Center in Carson. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time right here on the MCU Sports Network. Good night, everybody.